If you're a woman over 40 with a drawer full of foundations that betrayed you by 2 in the afternoon, you're not doing anything wrong. The foundations marketed to mature skin are the same formulas they sold your daughter, with heavier pigment and a higher price tag. Nothing was reformulated for skin that flushes, sweats, and shifts temperature 6 times a day. The label changed. The chemistry didn't, so I tested 17 of them myself. On a 91-degree Fahrenheit afternoon, with a hot flash that hit me in the dairy aisle, 4 of them melted clean off my face before I made it to the register. But 3 of them held through all of it. I'll show you which 3, what makes them different, and the one drugstore foundation that outperformed every luxury brand in my drawer. Let me start with the 4 that failed, because you might have one of these sitting on your bathroom counter right now. Number 1. Giorgio Armani Luminous Silk, 1 out of 10. This one breaks my heart because every beauty editor on the planet has been telling us to buy it for the last decade. I gave it a fair shot. I prepped my skin. I used a hydrating primer. I set it carefully with a fine powder. By lunch, it had separated around my nose and pooled in the smile lines near my mouth. By 2 in the afternoon, the patches around my forehead looked like crumbled wax paper. For $80 a bottle, I expected more than 4 hours of wear. What you're really paying for is the gold packaging and the name on the cap. The formula itself is too thin for thinning skin. It sits beautifully for a hot minute, then it gives up on you. Number 2. Estee Lauder Double Wear, 4 out of 10, and that 4 is generous. The opposite problem from the Armani. This stuff is built like spackle. It will absolutely last 16 hours, I'll give it that. But the cost is your face. It settles deep into every line you have, and it will introduce you to lines you didn't know were there. Around the marionette lines near your chin, it gathers in a way that genuinely ages you. On any dry patch, it cakes. I watched a friend try this for a black tie event, and by the end of the night, she looked older than her own mother. Long wear doesn't matter if the wear makes you look exhausted. Number 3. MAC Studio Foundation, 3 out of 10. This one was a darling in the early 2000s. I wore it in my 30s. It was a good foundation then. It is not a good foundation now. The shade matching is wildly inconsistent from bottle to bottle, and it oxidizes orange on most of us within an hour of application. You go from a soft neutral to a Cheeto on your collarbones, and there is no fixing it once it sets. The brand is coasting on a reputation built 2 decades ago. The formula has not kept up with the actual chemistry of mature skin. Save your money. Number 4. NARS Longwear, 5 out of 10, and that's the most generous score in the failure pile. This one stings because the packaging is gorgeous and the price tag is $55. So you walk out of Sephora feeling like you treated yourself. By hour 6, the breakdown starts. It separates along the T-zone, it builds up around the nose, and on dry skin, which most of us in our 40s and 50s are dealing with, whether we admit it or not, it accentuates every flaky spot you've got. It's overrated and overpriced. You're paying for the bottle and the marketing. If you've been disappointed by any of these, it isn't your skin. It's the formula. Quick favor before I show you the 3 that actually delivered. Hit subscribe. I do this every week, and I will never tell you something works when it doesn't. Now, the good news. Number 1 winner, Revlon Color Stay, 7 out of 10, and an honest steal at the price. This is a drugstore foundation. You can grab it at Target for under $15, and it absolutely held its own against foundations 5 times the price. The whipped version is the key. It doesn't sit on dry patches the way the original Color Stay does. It blends in beautifully on mature skin. It lasts all day with almost no creasing around the eyes or mouth. I've watched it survive a 6-hour outdoor event in 85-degree weather without breaking down. If you're spending serious money on foundation right now and not getting better performance than this, you're being robbed. Number 2, and this is the one that changed everything for me. Luxe Color Changing Foundation, 10 out of 10, the only foundation in my entire test that earned the score. I almost didn't try it because I found it on Amazon and I had every reason to be skeptical. Hear me out before you scroll past. The bottle starts white, pure white. It looks nothing like skin. But the second you blend it into your face, the pigment activates and matches your actual skin tone. No oxidizing orange, no going ashy, no 3 trips back to Ulta trying to find your shade. The formula reads your skin and adjusts. I tested this on a 14-hour wedding day, outdoor ceremony in July, reception under hot lights, multiple hot flashes, 3 cries during the toasts. At the end of the night, my makeup looked better than it did at hour 2. Not the same, better. Here's what the color-changing formula does that traditional foundations can't. It works with your skin, not against it. It actually softens fine lines and fills them in instead of pooling inside them. It doesn't cake on the dry patches around the nose, it doesn't separate around the mouth, and the finish looks like skin, not makeup. Real skin, the kind you used to have without thinking about it. It costs a fraction of what Armani, NARS, or Estee Lauder will charge you for foundations that won't make it past lunch. Number 3 winner, Chanel Les Beige, 8 out of 10. This one earned its reputation. It's light, it's breathable, and it gives you that woke up like this look without sitting on top of your face. It doesn't emphasize crepey texture around the eyes. It doesn't settle into fine lines. The finish is elegant, almost like a really good tinted moisturizer that actually covers something. The coverage is on the lighter side, so if you have visible age spots or redness, you want to fully camouflage, this isn't your hero. But for everyday wear, especially on a face that's lived a little, it's lovely. The only real complaint is the price, but it earns it. So that's the 7. 4 that betrayed you, 3 that delivered. If you've been searching for the foundation that finally looks like your skin instead of a mask sitting on top of it, the Luxe Color Changing Foundation is the one to try. I'll leave the link in the description below. Try it once, see your face at the end of the day. You'll understand why it's the last foundation I bought this year. I'll see you in the next one.